You know what? It is freezing outside, but we are here to record. Oh man, I am so excited. I'm not exactly snowed in due to where I live, but I know all of you around Atlanta might have some issues with the snow that we've gotten. Don't let it be a snowmageddon. But anyway, I'm here for you guys today, but joining me on the other end. Now, this man is like my conscience on social media. He's there to always calm me down as I'm Twitter ranting about fantasy football. Sam Meredith. Sam, what is going on, man?
How's it going, Josh?
Oh, good, good. Glad to have you on with me today.
Glad to be
Uh,
on.
how are you surviving, man? I see you guys are getting
Uh,
snow up in your parts.
yeah, definitely. I measured 11 inches in the front yard and was shoveling the driveway today just so I can get up the driveway.
Good God, do you have a snow shovel?
Yes, surprisingly.
Some
Living in Georgia, you'd think that's the last thing you'd need, but
Yeah, here we are. Yeah, you could tell you
yep.
live in Georgia with the number of guys walking outside with basketball shoes in this weather.
That and shorts. It
Yeah.
seems like everybody wears shorts when it snows, and it's like, you guys not cold at all?
Well, welcome to the CawCast Studios,
Thank you.
our
Thank
low
you.
budgeted studios.
That's great.
Um, we're moving. I appreciate it. We're moving on up. We're thinking about relocating behind a liquor store for the next episode. So
Whew.
you never
That'd be
know.
much better than this cardboard box was kind of getting too clustered, you know?
Hey man, hey man. I just got the good cardboard, and you know what? We can afford Scotch tape now. So
This is awesome.
sweet. Well,
Moving on
thanks.
up.
Well, since this is your first time on the show, tell me a little bit about your fandom with the Hawks.
Oh yeah, I've been a lifelong fan, born here around Atlanta, up in Alpharetta. That's where I live. So, I've always been a Hawks fan, and my favorite player all time. It's kind of embarrassing, but Pero Antic, for
Oh,
whatever reason, it's an irrational love for him that I don't know why I like it, but it just he was so awesome for the 2 years he was in Atlanta.
a lot of people might not agree with you. However, at the same time, you have to know what Peril brings to the table to
Right,
understand people.
right, exactly.
I appreciate him being on the best team in history. Uh, I mean, is that an argument? Were those teams the best team in the history?
Yeah,
Uh, okay.
I mean, for a Hawks team, I would say so.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only one to ever reach 60 wins. That's a big deal.
Hey man, that was a fantastic time watching the Hawks. All
Yeah,
right.
it was.
You're having me daydream, Sam. My goodness. Terrible influence.
We're to a much different time now, but don't worry, guys, it'll get better soon.
Much different time. You could say that again. So,
Yeah.
Sam, were you able to catch the last two games? Atlanta played the Orlando Magic.
Yes, I was, and it was an adventure for both games.
So, the first game, Atlanta, let me pull up the box score real quick. Okay, so Atlanta ended up losing by 4 points to the 11 and 15 Magic, who have completely turned things around. At least that's what I was hearing on television and the radio.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. So we had some solid performances. This is another post I was about to say John Jenkins. John Collins, Dwayne Dedman front court. So we're
Yeah.
rolling out there with the Plumlee Ilyasova front court. If you could think back to that game, what were your thoughts on it?
Well, for the first game that went to overtime, biggest takeaway from that was the Hawks could not get any stops inside. I mean, Aaron Gordon and Vooch, they were both tearing us up. I got some stats here. Aaron Gordon had 24 points and 15 rebounds, and Vooch had 22 and 16.
Dang.
So,
Wow.
yeah, so maybe a Tyler Kavanaugh, Ersan Ilyasova front court is not the best idea, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't know, man. That's how many combined rebounds is that between the two of them? That's
That's 31.
I'm about to say that's over 30, right? Yeah, well, you know, uh
Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's definitely. I miss
yeah.
John Collins and Dwayne Dedman more than ever.
Yeah, and we got the return of the Mac. Shelvin Mack was playing that game. I was surprised
Yeah, definitely.
he got some minutes that game. I think it was
Yeah,
only 4.
not so much as the second game. The second game he destroyed our second unit, but the first game, yeah, he was in and out.
Oh man, fantastic. Well, something interesting to see is that if you look at the box score, for those of you that aren't, that game went into overtime, and yet no Hawk played over 40 minutes,
Yeah, that's
which
really weird.
was that was interesting. Dennis led the way with 39, but yeah. So
Right.
um, that was the quick takeaway from that game. Something that kind of continued into the next game that I wanted to just bring up to light is DeAndre Bembry. He's actually like looking good coming off that injury.
Oh yeah,
Looking good.
like really good. Like
Yeah.
on both ends of the floor too, which is so hard for young guys to get a grasp on. I mean, you see it with with guys like Dennis. I mean, he's great on the offensive end, but just terrible on defense.
Yeah,
Bembry is a
that was
really good option to bring in for a stopper if Dennis starts to just completely give it away.
yeah, that was something we brought up last week when I was talking to Glenn, and I was just like, he's really that bad on defense? And then I watched the game and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
oh, oh,
he's a
oh.
traffic cone, but he brings a lot to the table. So
Yeah.
I like Dennis.
Yeah, it's
But
it's not like
another
oh, go
part
ahead.
of his game that's so like I don't know if people notice, but he can get tunnel vision really easily, and I
Yeah.
really wish that was the one thing he would improve on. In this year, he's done pretty good. He's had a couple of 10 assist games, which is something he never had last season. So I'm proud of that for Dennis.
Yeah, he's getting better. There are times when he'll just drive to the basket, and yes, he'll 9 times out of 10 be faster than the guy that's guarding him getting there. But there are
Right.
times when, like the defense collapses and he could just like kick it out. And
He forces
we
it.
yeah, he'll force it most of the time. But as you said, and I'm assuming this helps with those 10 assist games, there are times where he'll actually like move his eyes to the right. Still
Right.
in peripheral vision, but it helps. But last night's game, the Hawks got off to a strong start. And last night, we're recording on a Sunday, everyone, right before tonight's game against the Knicks, I believe.
Yes, the
Uh,
Knicks.
yes, recording on a Sunday. But the Hawks got off to a strong start. Now, granted, at the same time, it seemed as if the Orlando was playing without one of their best players.
Yeah, Fournier was injured. Never Google was injured. So that took away a lot of offense for them. But somehow they still managed to hang 32 in the second quarter, 33 in the third quarter.
Goodness.
Good grief.
Oh, the defense.
hmm So, but Ersan Ilyasova, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that was insane. 9 for 9 and 5 for 5 from three.
it was spectacular. It
hmm
was it was amazing. Like looking at that, I was like, wait, he hasn't missed?
Yeah,
That's
he missed
possible?
2 free throws. That's it.
He
So,
hasn't missed? I don't know
yeah,
about you. Now when I play pickup basketball, I am a terrible shooter. So if I make like at least 2 baskets, I'll be shocked with
out of
with
how
my
many
game.
attempts?
We won't discuss that. I like to
Okay,
say that I'm a pass first player
right.
because because I know
I'm
I can't shoot.
I'm a defensive based player, not a shooter or scorer or
It,
dribbler or
yes, yeah. You know what? I feel like I'm the same way. I kind of look at these games and I'm like, how can I be like DeAndre Bembry? He can't really shoot
I
that
know.
well. Like I
Well,
look at the
well,
games.
this season, I will say, I'll give this to him. He's got a good stroke going this season. He had a three last night, I believe, or
Oh yeah,
two
he did.
threes last night.
I believe I think he had one, but I could be wrong.
One, he had
But
8 points, 6 assists.
let's look that up. Yeah, 6 assists, eight
He's one of the
point,
better passers the Hawks have,
one block.
for sure.
Prince had 3 blocks last night, and
Yeah,
there are times we get on his defense, but I feel he at times takes the Schroeder route Schroeder
Oh yeah,
of
there was a there was one great sequence he had last night where he pinned two shots against the backboard. I think it was on Jay Sims,
oh
and
man.
also Simmons had 29 last night. That's a career high. So
Yeah.
any defense on him has been appreciated.
Yeah, offense first, defense second. I see we have two guys on the well, Prince needs to stop learning from Dennis on that. That's
Yeah,
although I will say Prince's three-point shooting this year has kind of been surprising to me.
yeah,
It's been
surprisingly good. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, when I say surprising, I mean like, oh my goodness, I didn't see that coming. Like it's really good. Like really good.
yeah. Like, and that was another spot for the Hawks last night. The Hawks were on fire the entire night. They shot 51% from the field, and they had 17 threes and 33 attempts, which is
That's good.
amazing.
That's good.
Seems
But
good.
anyway, we're just talking about random players from the game. We aren't actually talking about the game. The Hawks ended up actually, did they win or lose this one?
They
Let me
won.
see. Okay, okay, yes, they won that one. I'm looking at the wrong box score. That's why I was confused. The Hawks won that game. They now have 6 wins on on the season. 6 whole wins. Now, if you go to your friendly tankathon.com, one of my favorite websites, especially for this upcoming year. Um, still number 2 in the tanking power ranking. only
We're getting there.
only behind Chicago. 5-win Chicago. 1 game up on Dallas, but I believe in whatever inverse way, Dallas has the tiebreaker on us.
Well, yeah,
I
because
was
we beat
discussing
them
that
in
with
the first
Glenn.
game.
What do you call this? What do you call this, Sam? When we beat Dallas, do we say they have the tiebreaker on us for the top lottery odds?
Sadly, I think that's they have the tiebreaker on us because we
Let
beat
me
them.
see here.
Gosh. And to think that was the only win we had for
Okay,
what, like
hold on.
10 games? But yeah, last night with a triple double, and even though the Hawks won, they still got destroyed inside for the most part.
Hey, I think the audio went out. Obviously, I'm gonna have to edit all of this out. But
Can you hear me?
okay. I see your audio going on your end, so it might be me. Let me leave and rejoin.
All right.
Okay, I think it was me.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, sweet.
Okay, yeah, it was probably me. Stop broadcast. Okay, we're still live. Sweet. Okay, so we're still recording. So let me just pick it up. Let's see here. Okay, so I asked. Okay, yeah. So what do you call the inverse of tanking if we beat if we beat Dallas, Sam? What do we call that?
We do we hold the loss breaker or
The loss
tiebreaker?
breaker.
The loss
Loss
breaker.
breaker. I don't,
I'm gonna trademark that.
we need to loss breaker hashtag. That's going to be in
Yeah.
the. I should put that in the title.
We'll be rooting real hard, for Dallas to beat us next time.
Oh yeah. But anyway, so let me go on and ask you now that we kind of joked about the loss breaker. What are your thoughts on the season so far after watching the team?
I think they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They are staying competitive in every game. I think Conti had a stat last night that they've been within one possession going in or in the fourth quarter every game so far.
Really? Been in the fourth quarter every game so far.
Within a
Okay.
possession. Yeah, which is crazy for a team that only has 6 wins.
And it's crazy when you just like look at this team's roster. Like, my goodness, this
Yeah.
shouldn't be happening.
And the fact that they're missing their top 2 big men. Top 3, I would put Mike
Yeah.
Muscala up there pretty far. And
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
saw
You're right.
earlier earlier where he's not going to play today again. So
Disappointing. But hey, we get to see the return of Tim Hardaway Jr. Woo woo. Again.
yep, Timmy
Ti-
will shoot.
Tim A will shoot. So let's move on. Uh since we got your quick thoughts on the season, which you know what, I agree with
All
you.
right.
They're doing what they need to do. Lose, but stay competitive. Get the young guys, get the guys minutes that we want minutes.
Yes,
And that's kind of what's happening. Bembry, Prince,
exactly. And
Collins.
I don't know if we're getting quite to the point where we'll start seeing some trades, but I do expect a vast majority of these veteran players to be on the block when that time comes around. So this is a good time to get them some minutes, see what their value is, and like last night, letting Urson shoot 9 for 9, that's definitely going to build his value up
And that's a fantastic
pretty
point.
high.
So what players, I was just about to ask, but you just mentioned Urson, but what players would you see possibly being on the block?
To be honest, coming into this season, I would have thought that Dedman would have been one of the top guys that first out of the door because he's decent. He's an actual NBA player. So, but with the way he's played this season, I would not be surprised at all if the Hawks want to keep him and re-sign him.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
a very viable option for Coach Bud's system.
yeah.
But if I had to pick somebody who would go first, it'd probably be Bellinelli because he can just go an automatic offense. Somebody's going to want that, even though the defense is terrible.
Yeah. Great point. So, since we're talking about players, who is a player this season that you have been, do we want to go good or bad? Who have you been impressed with since we're staying on
Let's go
this
impressed.
end? Let's go
Um,
impressed.
it's a guy that I just talked about, Dwayne Dedman, and
Yes.
I mean the guy's been getting minutes this year like he's never had before. Yes, he's had the injury, but he's been averaging 25 minutes a game after never in his career averaging more than 17 a game. And as a result, he's shooting almost the highest field goal percentage of his career, and by far the highest 3-point percentage. He's almost shooting 50% from 3-point land, and it's not a small sample size. It's a 3.5 per game that he's taking. So if he can shoot the three, then by all means, sign me up for another 3 years of Dedman.
Did you know he could shoot threes? I didn't.
No, he's
And,
never made a three before this season.
and there he goes. He goes to the corner. He knows his shot. I kind of like it because he's always shooting from the same place.
I
He's
do
not.
too.
It's not.
The only problem I have with Dwayne is that he is up to 3 fouls a game, which is the highest of his career as well. And if he can learn how to, defend with his feet more than his hands, then he'll be fine. But it's just his aggressive nature. He's a high energy player, and those guys are going to pick up some fouls. As you see with John Collins, he does the same thing. They're both high energy players, which Coach Bud loves to have those kind of defenders on his team. But if he can cut down the fouling, I think he's a great player for our system.
Hmm. Yeah, the fouling is something I've mentioned previously with John Collins, but we will not go into that because I feel like I've spent a segment just talking about that alone. So now, on the flip side of this, impressed with Dwayne Dedman. Yeah, he's one of the guys I'm kind of like, wow. But on the flip side, who is somebody that you are not impressed with, like disappointed after watching on the season?
I'm sure you have a guess at what I'm about to say. But as much as I love Bays, he
Oh,
he has some maddening plays when
some.
he gets yeah, some might be an understatement. But when he gets when he gets out of control, first off, he's 28 years old. So when I hear people tell me, he's going to develop more or he's still got a few more years to go before he's the player he's going to be. No. At 28, you're pretty much the player that you're going to be. And it's fine for who he is. I mean, I don't know if it's 4 years, $70 million good, but nevertheless, he's already been signed. And I don't know. The main thing that jumps out to me on his stat line is the turnovers. He's up to 2.5 a game. And
Really?
yeah, but he's also passing more. His assists are up. but at the same time, almost 3 turnovers a game is not great. So
Yeah. Well, you said take a guess. I'm like, it's either one of two players, I'm guessing. But
what would be the other one, you guess?
well, I was guessing Dennis. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know.
I
Um
have a problem with Dennis's defense too, but I just for whatever reason, Bays his antics are just a little bit more disappointing for me because he has every tool to be, a good role player on a team. I don't know if he's star level, but he can knock down the spot up three and defend at a pretty good level. I don't know if I'd put him against LeBron James, but
yeah.
he can defend twos. So he can be a good player, but when he runs down the court and a 1-on-5 tries to make something happen at the rim and ends up throwing the ball into the second row, that's why I'm a little bit disappointed.
That is a great fundamental part of the Marvin Williams scale of fast break running.
For sure. At
Uh,
least Kent doesn't pull up into, the spot up three at the top of the arc like
oh,
Marvin.
oh my goodness, yeah. Well, and it's maddening because you see great plays like the two steals that basically sealed the
Sealed the
game.
win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sealed the win yesterday, and then there are other times where it's like, why are you dribbling? Stop it. Give it to a guard.
Yes,
Um,
please.
yeah,
And don't get me wrong, I love Kent. I mean, I like the energy he brings, and he's one of the hardest working players I've ever seen on a court. And from where he's come from, he has nothing to be ashamed of. And but yeah, just if he could calm down a little bit, I think that'd be much better player
yeah,
for the Hawks.
yes. So that's your most disappointing player. Everyone who's listening to me, please do not hurt me. It was not me that talked about Kent Bazemore this time. It was Sam. Please direct all tweets and references to him, not me. No, I'm kidding. Kidding.
Come get me.
All opinions are valued. Much appreciated. Great. Well, yeah, and oh man, the thing is, you didn't even bring up the contract either.
Oh
That's
yeah,
your
I did.
most
I said
disappointment.
I don't know if he's 4 years, 70 million good.
Oh,
I don't think he's 4 years, 70 million good.
oh, yeah, yeah. We'll see how long. Oh boy, yeah. You talk about players that could be on the move. Um,
Yeah, if they could find a taker. I think if you want to move Baze's contract, I mean, and it's not that he's a negative value player, but
yeah,
he doesn't have positive or negative value. He's just a player, an
yeah,
average player. And so, like, if you wanted to trade him with that amount of money, I'd say you'd almost have to include a first round pick, which the Hawks have 3 of this year. And I don't think they'll use all 3, but
now which they're obviously not getting rid of the lottery one, the top one.
their pick, yeah, their own pick.
They are not getting rid of that one.
I know.
Now, if you were to package like maybe the Rockets pick, I
Yeah, the
wouldn't
Rockets are probably going to pick 30-31 or 29-30.
29. Yeah, I'm getting my leagues mixed up. I'm like, wait, which one has 32 and which one has 30?
NBA has 30.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we talked about that, let's talk about some of the upcoming games coming up this week. The
Right.
Hawks are playing the Knicks tonight. Do we expect Atlanta to walk out with another W like they did last time they played?
Well,
Or
I mean, anything's possible.
anything
I
is
don't know how much
possible?
I'd bet on it. I think the Knicks are favored, aren't they? Yes, the Knicks are favored. So, and it's in New York.
And this is a back-to-back for Atlanta. I'm not sure
That's
about.
that's.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Knicks. Did they play last night? If you know.
Let me pull up right here. It does not look like they played last night.
All righty then. So expect for some Tim Hardaway Jr. fun.
Nope, nope. I lied. They did. They played the
Oh, they
Bulls and
did.
they lost to the Bulls.
Oh,
So
oh, they're helping us. Good job, Knicks.
You want to help us a little bit more today? Just come out on fire, Kristaps.
Yeah. Oh man. And I just remember last time we played them, we basically had to put a Deadman on Kristaps to not keep him from going supernova. So it'll
Yeah.
be interesting to see what happens tonight.
Right. But you know the big point of that game is they were so messy with the ball. They turned the ball over 20 times. So and the Hawks took advantage. And they won by 12. So
Oh well. Wow.
so
So
that's nothing to be worried about with the Knicks. As far as like they can beat us because we don't have anybody who could defend Kristaps, but
yes, that is true. And also we gotta worry about Joakim Noah, right? No,
is he
no,
back?
no. No, I'm kidding. I I don't even know if he's like
Is,
I
is,
keep
is, he,
hearing
is he
I
ever
keep
going to come?
hearing. Oh, go ahead. You're just saying he's coming back?
I said, is he ever going to come back?
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. Well, just so okay, moving on from the Knicks. It looks like the Hawks play the Cavs on Tuesday, and for whatever reason, the Hawks play the Cavs tough. I don't
They
get it.
always do.
I don't know why. I don't know how, but for some reason that happens.
I just wish they would have had this many wins back in 2000 and what was it, 14 when they had the 60-win season.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, because they swept us in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Really? That's I think that's a memory I blocked out of my memory. Um
Yeah, I wish I would have. That was terrible.
Yeah, I just wish the games were that close and J.R. Smith would like actually miss three-pointers like he's been doing this year.
Yeah, JR had a little bit too much Henny back then, so he was knocking down every shot that he took.
Hey, that's a good one. So do you have any expectations with the Cavs game? Because if the front court is still going to be out, I think they're going to kill us, but then again, this is
You know
basketball,
they
so you never know.
they play small ball, and to be honest, gosh, Kavanaugh has been having a I don't know how to put it. He's not having a terrible season, but he's playing serviceable basketball. And I saw this earlier from Conti, Mike Conti. If you guys don't follow him on Twitter, he says that Tyler Kavanaugh has the highest plus minus on the Hawks. Is that
Really?
not unbelievable?
Tyler Kavanaugh.
Tyler
Wow.
Kavanaugh has the highest plus average on the Hawks.
Wow. Where do you get those jerseys from? Do they sell them at Hawks store?
I don't know. They might have to be custom ordered.
Custom order it? Okay. I'm gonna hang that up on my wall right next to my
Heck yeah, frame it.
yeah. Yeah. Oh man, what is that guy's name? Right next to my Lamar Patterson jersey that I intended on
Him and
yeah,
Teron
right next.
Petaway.
Oh yeah, right next to that one that I planned on framing. Wow. Wow, so amazing. And then in Thursday they play the Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Um I think I'm even less confident about that game, but it is
Right.
it's at
Drummond.
home. Yeah. Um the Drummond factor.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a picture of John Collins putting up shots before yesterday's game, and he looked like it was comfortable doing it. So maybe he'll be a little bit ahead of schedule. We could really use him back right now.
We could use him back, but at the same time, that is the future, so do not rush him
True.
by any means.
True.
Yeah. So, oh, but man. So those are the upcoming games, everyone listening. Games, leisurely told by us, joking around on this Sunday. But you know what? I think for once in our lives, we might actually have a quick show, which is amazing because I feel like we never have a quick one. And I keep saying I'm gonna have a quick one.
Before you go,
Show.
that that Pistons game is the front end of a back-to-back, and the next game the night after is in Memphis. So they have to
Oh,
go. They have to go. Well, they're at home with the Pistons, so it's not that far of a trip. But that's a little bit of a load 2 nights in a row on the inside. So we're hoping our big men can get back by that time.
Oh
At
yeah,
least Muscala.
yeah, somebody. But I really don't know what to expect with Memphis anyway. Kind of just like of how the team has been acting the last week or so, couple
Right.
weeks. So
Yeah,
we
I
will see.
completely that the firing Fizz thing. I will never understand that. I know I've heard reports that him and Gasol had a beef going. Not sure if that's accurate, but I just don't understand firing him because he's a by my opinion, he's a fantastic NBA coach.
Yeah, well, I didn't know it was possible for Gasol to have beef with anyone, but here we
He's a
are.
teddy bear, right?
Yeah, I'd like to think that, but Fizdale's gone,
Yep.
man. But that's gonna be interesting to watch as we round into Christmas. Announcement I'm gonna make to everyone out there in the world. Sam, I think you're the first one to hear this.
Oh, here we go.
I will actually be in the area for Christmas in Georgia, so I
Sweet.
was thinking I should have a CawCast game meetup or something strange like that.
Be
I don't
awesome.
know. Yeah, I will be in town when they play the Wizards, I believe. So, yes.
The Wizards are a
Anybody
strange case this season. That's all I'm going to say
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. But I'll be in town when they play the Wizards. I plan on going to that game. So if any CawCast listeners, Peachtree Hoops, Twitter followers, whoever want to meet up, that would be the game. Message me or whatever, and I will more than be happy to come see you or whatever. But yeah, there's that. Sam, I hope you're at the game.
I'm going to try to be at every game. Since college is done for me now, I can maybe get down to a lot more games.
Oh, fantastic. Which school you go to?
I go to Georgia State. I'm studying for computer
Oh,
science.
there we go. Georgia State Panther.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, I
Repping
went
the
there many years ago. By many, I mean a couple years ago. It was only back then when me and Garrick were running to class and hoping to pass our econ classes together. But another time.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. If I'm hoping to catch a lot of you guys at the game, I hope to catch you there, Sam, if you are.
Right.
And all CawCast listeners, if you have beef with what I say on here, that would be the time to call me out on it and back me down because I won't have time to explain it.
Yeah.
JK,
If I'm there, I'll
JK.
suddenly go missing at that point.
Yeah, yeah. And
For
I can't expect the ticket prices to be super high. I don't know. Maybe they'll increase the ticket prices. Who knows? But anyway, I see we do not have any questions. However, last week I did have a question that that has me curious. Let me know your thought on this. One, what should the Hawks do with Delaney, Malcolm Delaney? Just to know your thought.
That's a good one.
We discussed it last week, and we were just kind of like, well, he's kind of getting into what he's better at, which is, I guess, an off the ball guard. But
Right.
but
Well, I mean, last year he wasn't even good as an off-ball guard because he couldn't hit his spot up threes. So he's a strange case of somebody who doesn't really defend all that well, but doesn't bring much to the offensive end besides ISO pull-up jumpers. So I don't know. Brad seems to like him a lot.
oh well, yeah. So, and next question is, are you a college basketball watcher?
I am for sure.
So, early mock. Who do you like for the Hawks so far? This is asked by at I am DJ Yogi. By the way, forgot to mention that. Sorry about that, Yogi.
So it depends on where the Hawks will be. If it holds right now and they have the second pick, I fully expect Luka to go first, and that's Doncic. I'm probably just murdered his name, but second, if the Hawks have that second pick, I fully expect them to go after Bagley. He's a monster, and he's going to be great at the next level if he can keep that 3-point shot going.
Oh, he has a 3-point shot.
He does.
That is amazing. All right, and final question. Here's the one that stumps all of us. What should the Hawks change their uniforms? Question mark.
I think it's too soon. I mean, when did they change them? Like 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Isn't like the normal stipulation you have to wait at least 7 years or something like that?
Well, I had my thoughts. I said I'm cool with the uniform design just because it's like a whole rebranding of the team.
Right.
I'm cool with it, especially because the prior uniforms to me were so boring. I believe we talked to Steve Koonin, who actually shockingly decided to jump on the podcast with me like a couple years ago. I asked him about it, and he said that the Hawks' thought process was from the Olympic uniforms. So that's why it's the red, white, and blue look.
Interesting.
And I was like, wow, that's as boring. That was the reason I thought, but
that's
yeah. But
that's crazy.
That's what he told me. He says it was because they wanted to emulate, I don't want to say neutral, but be safe by going with like a red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the uniforms back,
I don't know. With the new uniforms, my only thing is I don't much care for the feather, the feather design on them. If that was gone, the colors are fine by me.
Huh. I'm trying to think what the feather. Oh yeah, the little. Yeah. Okay.
The little
Yeah, I can
triangles.
see that. Yeah. I forgot those are supposed to be feathers.
Yeah.
Oh, Hawks. Oh, Hawks. Okay.
H-wax.
Yeah, man. I'm still rooting for that day that they get the complete black. I know it's impossible, and I'm pretty sure it's against league regulation and rules. But if they could get the black top look, I'm all for it.
The Lakers did an all black uni like 2 or 3 years ago. It was like called LA Knights. They wore it for one game, but I agree the all black looks pretty awesome.
Well, I was saying like the court, the all black top.
Oh, I got you. On the court.
I know it's completely impossible, and I'm almost certain it's against all rules and regulations, but you know what? I'm here for craziness, especially for this year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even if we could do something like Milwaukee did with going back to the was the old Forum look to the floor with the big logo in the middle and the M's on each end of the floor. That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, that wraps it up for us today. Sam,
I
do you have a
appreciate you having
place?
me.
Oh, not a problem. We'll have to get you back on here sometime soon. But
For sure.
Sam, do you have anywhere where the listeners can reach you?
Yeah, for sure. Go follow me on Twitter at SamTheMan180. And I promise I will not overtweet you to death about the Hawks.
Well, as always, if you contact me, there are no promises made there. But Sam, thank you for joining. And everybody, thank you for listening. We will catch you next time.
All right.